your selection. And this is I was selected in 2017 as a Khurana scholar. I went to Washington State University after 2017. Another speaker here, Mr. Pratik, he was selected as a Khurana scholar in 2019. And this is the Khurana and SN Bose scholars of 2017. This is my lab and my lab mates and my guide, Dr. H.R. Papu. He was at Washington State University in Department of Plant Pathology. And there are other short-term scholarships. I will highlight just the names of the scholarship and what they are for. Then you can just Google those and get into those and know about those scholarships. And otherwise, you can email me, text me, because shortage of time, I cannot go thoroughly through all the scholarships. Like SN Boss scholarship, it is for short-term scholarship for the engineering students, only for the US. Like it's same as a Khurana scholarship, that is mostly for the medical, means students related to medical science or plant science. It is for the exclusively for the engineering students, and it is provided by SERB. Then another is DART fellowship. It is short-term scholarship to do your research proposal, short-term research in Germany. Viterbi program. This program is you can visit to this website. This program is currently out now. You can apply for this program. This is for the engineering students in it. And then the fourth is the NHP CAST scholarship. It is also short-term scholarship program where you can. It is exclusively for the agriculture students. It is by the ICR and World Bank. It is under the project NAHEP, National Agriculture Higher Education Project. And this also provides a short-term scholarship to MSc as well as PhD students. It is for all the countries. You can go to any country where you have find your stable lab or stable site. I know that, but इसमें कुछ प्रॉब्लम आ रहा है तो verbally आप सुन सकते हो तो at last you can ask me in a question session.
Okay. You can note down. No problem.
I think no problem in that. You can just listen and not pen down there the name of the scholarship. I can repeat all the scholarships again. And if you have any query, you can ask in the question session. Like again, I can repeat. You can pen down. This is SN Bose scholarship. Then DART scholarship for Germany. NOUS Viterbi program for engineering in US. Then NHP CAST scholarship. This NHP CAST scholarship, it is like NHP program is in all different universities in agriculture, in most of the universities in India. And you can approach to any project coordinator of your university. And like for IRE, it is Dr. Vishwanathan, sir. He's a project coordinator for IRE. And you have to again prepare a short research project for that, for which project will carry out there, and get a letter of invitation or from the foreign university in which lab you have to visit. And same are the guidelines for most of the scholarships. Then there is another is the Commonwealth scholarships. This is for most of the Commonwealth countries. UK Commonwealth Fellowship, it is for MSc as well as PhD. And you get this is the best. I think this is the best scholarship I ever seen. And you get a good stipend about £1,200 per month. And after that, if you get 2 and 4 years, like for if you're doing your PhD for 4 years in UK, after the vacation you can return back to India. You will get an airfare in that, and after when you go back. And all the airfare will be provided during the program, wherever you go, if you come home or if you go for any conference or anywhere you visit. And for your research work also you get different funding. Then if you have any spouse, you get the funds for your spouse. If you have kids, you get the special loans for your kids. And even for the seasonal, you get for the getting shop. If you want to wear the winter clothes, and for that also you get the specific funds. And this is a special fellowship, Commonwealth Fellowship. You can apply for that. And there was also a shared Commonwealth Fellowship, in which you can go for the short term. I think that fellowship is not working right now. And for this year, it is only for complete MSc or complete PhD. And
Jagan sir.
Yeah.
Hello. Sir, I think Commonwealth PhD scholarships are stopped from last year or last to last year. They are no more giving PhD full scholarships.
Okay, I looked for the shared PhD that is stopped, and maybe this too. And for MSc,
I think, for MSc it is there, and for visiting it was there, but for full PhD they stopped it.
Okay. And
They
then
are
there is
now
another.
considering India as like developing or something.
Okay, fine. Yeah, New Zealand also has a like under Commonwealth in that's also Commonwealth Fellowship for MSc or PhD. In that there are about only just 2 scholarships, and that are exclusively for the agriculture and forest development. No other branches are visible in that. You can apply for the Commonwealth New Zealand. Only agriculture, only 2 scholarships are there. And later coming to Fulbright scholarships, and we have a Fulbright fellow as a speaker now. She will explain you in detail. And Fulbright also provide different fellowships like Fulbright Nehru Master Fellowship. You can pursue your master's degree in US, and then Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Research Fellowship. This is for 6 to 9 months. Then Fulbright Climate Fellowship, that is again for 6 to 9 months. That means you have to enroll in India for a PhD, then you can go for a short time. And then we have Fulbright Nehru Postdoctoral Fellowship. And you can go through the guidelines of these fellowships, and Fulbright Fellow will explain you better about these fellowships. Then we have a Serve Overseas Doctoral Fellowship, and it is for the PhD for 4 years. And this is only for the 8 selected universities in US, UK, and Canada. You can apply under those 8 universities in the list. And in UK, Cambridge University is only the one in the list, and others are from US, and one is from Canada. And this is, you visit the SCR website to serve Overseas Doctoral Fellowship, and you can apply for that. And then ICR also has a fellowship to pursue a PhD, that is a Nhtc Scholarship ICR International Fellowship, and document means this is also open now. Deadline is October. You can apply to Nhtc Fellowship. And these are the different fellowships I told you. Apart from this, there are the specific like grad research assistantship or grad teaching assistantship, GRA or GTA, which are provided, in which you get funding from the US only for your research. The fellowships I told you, for this scholarship you get, but in that you get your fellowship from the project you will be working in US. And the speakers like Pratik or Datta, they are all in that, I think, those programs. And most of the students going from India to pursue their PhD are going through the GRA or GTA. And these government fellowships are limited to the number. These are just like 30 or 25, but those doesn't have any limit, and it depends on the number of projects available in different labs. And they will explain you better about those. And I thank you all, and I think time is also, I thank you all for coming here and listening to this. And you can get I will text my email ID, or you can write it. It's Dhillon, DHILLON, Dhillon Jagmohan Singh, JAMOHAN, Jagmohan SING Singh @gmail.com. If you have any query, you can text me, or you can get me on LinkedIn or any social media account or Twitter or LinkedIn. And you can text to the show if you want specific information, and otherwise we will discuss in question answer session. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your guidance. Now I request Datta Bhalekar to guide our students.
One more thing I will mention. Just a minute. Like Khurana Fellowship, it was available in 2020. The Khurana scholars were selected, but due to COVID-19, they could not go to US, and so this program went online. Different scholars, former Khurana scholars, they guided the students. This program was completely online. So due to COVID-19, last 2 years, the Khurana scholarship is not being held, and it may be resumed this year or next year. Then you can apply for that. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Datta Bhalekar to speak.
Hey, so is my screen visible to you, sir?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So just all right. So good morning, everyone. I'm Dattatreya Bhalekar, currently doing my PhD in the Department of Biological Systems Engineering, Washington State University, United States. So first of all, I would like to thank PGSSU for inviting us for this talk. And and I'm very glad to see many familiar faces here after a long time. So, and I would like to thank my so I did my master's from Division of Agricultural Engineering under the guidance of Dr. Rauf Ahmed Pare. And I remember the day that first time I went to him, the IIT was allotted, and he asked the question, so Datta, what do you want to do after your master's? I was pretty much into research and interested in academics and all. So I said, I want to do PhD. So right away he said, like, if you want to do PhD, then I won't let you prepare for any SRF or IRI PhD entrance exam. If you want to do really want to do PhD, do good research and explore different PhD options like IITs or PhDs in abroad. Are my screens moving? Hello.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, it's working.
So he said, if you want to do PhD, if you want to do PhD, then explore the options like PhD abroad. So very first question that came to my mind was, so why to do my PhD from abroad universities? So I did a little bit of research. I just talked to many people. I searched online and I tried to find answers to my why questions. And what I came up with. So there are some answers to that why questions that you can see. There are better career opportunities in academics as well as in industry in United States particularly. So like I can share a few examples. Recently, a few of my labmates who got recently graduated, so they got pretty good packages in industry, and few of them got as assistant professor in different universities from United States. So it's pretty much a cool thing to do PhDs or higher educations from United States because it opens multiple doors of opportunities for you. Second reason was there are better research facilities in United States or abroad. To do your research, there are advanced laboratories that can help you, improve your publications and quality of your publication. The third reason was exposure to greater research communities. For example, if you go to present your papers in any conference, you will meet many great researchers, and you can improve your collaboration and do the collaborative research, and that will be very helpful to you. And at the same time, like some of the industry people come to the same conference, and if they find you interesting, they might hire you right away. There is financial independence that you can find after coming to US. As Project Mohan mentioned, so many scholarships. So there's finance is not an issue at all. So like there is many myths we heard about, like we need to have that much lack of money with us if you want to go abroad. But that's really not the case. You can get good funding and you can really be financially independent, and you don't have to rely on your parents. Rather, you can provide financial support to your families and all. And the last thing is you can get well-paid jobs after your graduations. So what are the highest opportunities that are there? So in agricultural sciences, to get into PhD program is pretty much easy than getting into other science programs or engineering programs, traditional engineering programs. I would say PhD rather than masters because getting into PhD is a bit easier with funding. You can get good funding in PhD, but you have to make a little bit of efforts to get fundings in masters. So I would suggest going for PhD is a better opportunity. Secondly, if you're already PhD, you can find multiple postdoc vacancies in different lab. Like you can find your similar research area, right? And there is one more opportunity that everybody knows, like visiting scholar. You can do part of your research in masters or PhD in your own universities, and do the remaining part in another United States or with good researchers. I'll be very brief about the fundings and scholarship because almost Dr. Jagmohan almost shared all the possible funding programs are there. So currently I'm on graduate research assistantship. So how it goes is in United States, in every university's professor writes some project proposals and they get grants to it. And they can support you through this grant or whatever funding they have. What you have to do is really do your own research, complete the objectives of your own PhD, and complete the objectives of project. Similarly, get publications out of it, and that way it helps you. Secondly, there is a teaching assistantship that professor provides you. In that, you have to write. You have to take some classes with professors. You have to teach some of the classes, examine students' assignments and all. I will not talk in detail about this fellowship, this ICI International Fellowship that are there, and few different fellowship programs that are there. So I will move to the question. Next question is how to find PhD positions. Right, that is the first question everybody faces difficulty in it. So there are different approaches of finding the PhD positions in abroad or in United States. So one approach is to connect different professors from social media platforms just like LinkedIn and Twitter. So, for example, here I'm sharing a screen snapshot of professor sharing PhD programs, whatever he has, whatever fundings he has. He's sharing the details on LinkedIn. And secondly, you can use different hashtags like hashtag PhD positions, and you will come across many things that are there online on different social media platforms. So you just have to create a good profile of yours on LinkedIn, put a good profile photo on that, and yeah, go ahead from there. Apart from that, there are multiple tons of websites that are there. You just have to search few of your keywords and it will get directed to these websites from where you'll find different funding programs, like different PhD programs, like in agricultural science that are there, there are different branches like agriculture engineering and plant pathology and all. So you can get directly to those websites and you can get details of what university and what professor and whether it is funded or not. So you can get tons of information online. You just have to be a little bit patient while searching these resources, right? So the very important thing is there are different steps for your admission into PhD program. So first step I will prioritize is build your good CV. So CV, your CV is the first impression for your professor, and your acceptance probability is solely dependent on your CV, right? So build your CV. What do I mean? Build your good CV. It means attend multiple conferences, present your research work, right? Try to write research articles, publish it in newspaper, try to write review papers, and make one or two publications, make one or two research papers out of your master's thesis, and publish it into good journals. This is like publish the part that is there in the CV, your publications. It really makes impact while your CV. So that is there. And again, try to attend multiple workshops, online, offline training programs relevant to your field. And really, what matters is get something new skills that not everybody possesses, right? So new skills such as learn programming languages, just like Python, MATLAB, R programming. And for students from engineering background, they can learn different data science, remote sensing, machine learning algorithms and all. So these are the things which really helps to build your good CV. And also try to learn every possible skills relevant to your research, because it really makes impact and it really increases your probability of getting into PhD position or getting accepted by universities or professor. So second step is find professor that I already mentioned in my previous slides. So you can find the professor program that matches your research interest. Third is English proficiency test. I would like to talk a little bit about it. So there are English proficiency tests that are mandatory to get into any abroad program in United States particularly. So you have TOEFL and IELTS. Those are very famous tests. For me, I have appeared for TOEFL, and you know, 90 to 100 score out of 120. It's considered as a very good score, and you will get accepted in every universities. Like for my university, the 80 out of 120 was the minimum score. But if you score 90 plus, then you can get admission to any universities. So you'll not have, and these tests are really simple. You don't have to be expert in English, and you don't have to be with decent English skills. You can crack these exams. You don't have to really join some online coachings or classes for it. There are tons of online materials that are available that I can provide. Also, there are some YouTube channels like E2 TOEFL, Test F TOEFL, that everybody can follow and get into, like, can qualify these exams very easy. So after you are qualifying this test, there is an application process that you need to follow. So there are various kind of like there is a simple application with minimal fees that every university provides that you should fill. So there are different documents as already said. That is statement of purpose, which is nothing but just why you are so motivated to join this program. So what skills do you have, and what really impacts you will create after getting into this PhD program. So that's what the SOPs consists of. There are various standard formats are there online available that you can follow. Again, apart from that, you need at least 3 recommendation letters that you can get from any of your advisors or professors or head of your department or any contact persons, right? So your SOP, your CV, the good CV that I said, and your recommendation letters, and the main thing is your passport, that is your international ID that should have to shorten your process, right? So these are documents, and along with this, your degree transcripts and your degree certificates. That's what you need to apply for any PhD programs you want to. And after that, when your application is filled, university there is a review team that review your application really well, and based on that, they might have interaction with you. Like for me, I had an interview of 1 hour with the committee, and they asked sort of questions related to research, and they really checked how motivated I am to get into this PhD program. So these are the documents that are required. Then once the team reviews your documents, university approves your application, they will send you acceptance letters, and along with that, they will send you some visa documents like I-20, where your all funding details and everything is mentioned. And the last step into this admission process is your visa process. So there are various myths I heard about the visa process. People say it's really difficult, but it's not actually, and you don't have to contact any agent or something like that who will mislead you, and it will create problems for you. Visa process is as simple as that, and if you are fully funded, then you don't have to show a single rupees in your bank account. So it's as simple as that. So this is the entire process that you will go through. If you complete your first, build your good CV and find a professor, then if you complete these 2 steps, you are more than welcome to contact any of us. I would request Mr. Shoaib to share our contact details at the end. So you are more than welcome to contact anytime regarding any question just after getting your approval from your university. And we will try maximum to help other students from maybe masters or maybe from PhD who are willing to get into US or UK for their higher educations. With this, I would like to thanks all of you for your patience, and Thank you, PG School, for providing financial assistance. Thank you to DSSU again for such a wonderful program. Thank you.
Thank you, Datta, for the valuable information. Now I request Pratik to go guide our students, and I request you please be concise because we have less time.
Okay.
Pratik.
Hi everyone. Thanks, Shoaib, for organizing this meetup. I'm sure we can meet more times, like if time is constraining. And if you have any queries, you can like reach out to us. We will drop our email address. I just wanted to touch upon few points because we also already have a WhatsApp group. So we are actively posting all the PhD positions. The other place is Indian Agriculture Student Association Abroad group. Something it's on Facebook. So in that group, like they will post continuously the available PhD positions, but the problem is it's very close. Like only people who are abroad are already in that group, and we cannot share that outside the group. So I think I shared that in the WhatsApp group, so I can drop the link for that Facebook group here also. You can join, so you will get notification continuously. Um, yeah, I wanted to highlight a couple of points because these are the points which is repeated multiple times. I'm trying to when I'm trying to talk to people. So the first thing is I have few points to just to let you know. Most of the universities no more require GRE for biology. So you may not have to take GRE. So you start early so that you decide which university you want to apply for. So they may not require GRE. So don't spend effort in like preparing for GRE or TOEFL. And TOEFL, it's good if you have the score, but there are universities which give you TOEFL waiver if you are like if you did your undergrad and masters in English medium. So obviously our all of our education is in English medium. So it is also possible. So I did not take TOEFL or GRE, both the exams. So if you have any doubts, you can contact me. So another thing is start early. What is the timeline, right? So most of the people want to apply for PhD. The thing is, you have to apply when you are in second year MSc. But that time you are in like peak work hours. Like it's very hard to apply during that time because applying abroad takes a lot of effort. Like lot of effort. I mean, it takes time. I applied like I took a break 1 year, so I worked in between. Please plan accordingly. Like work for a while outside, like because the deadline is November 1st, and for the applications, sorry, November 1st to December 1st. So then you will have like 9 months or whatever to get into the program. Like next year, August, you will start the program in US, at least in US. So there are programs which start in like spring, but it is very rare. Like in April, May, it's very rare. So please keep the timeline in mind. Usually it's November 30th or December 1st is the deadline for all the applications. And start the applications and submit it early, so that also helps. And it is also important that you contact professors before you apply, because there are two kinds of ways to enter into PhD program, at least in US. I think in Europe it's more like you will contact to professors directly. In US there are two things, like you will contact to professors and directly get into their lab. And the other thing is you will still contact the professor or may not contact the professor. You apply to a program in the university. So for example, there's a plant and microbial biology program or some program. It's like just like getting admission into a degree program in IIT. So that is in that what happens is like the committee sits and the whole committee will screen your applications, and you will be admitted through the program, and you will have funding for 1 year. The program gives the funding, then your PI gives the funding, and you can rotate in multiple labs. And in some universities it is compulsory to rotate, and then you will choose a lab. So that gives a lot of independence to you. But getting through program is a bit difficult sometimes. So keep the application to programs as first preference, and like to individual professors as second preference. Because if you get into individual lab, because if you know the lab, that's good through seniors or whatever, or contacts. If you don't know the lab and get into the lab, then it like, if the lab is problematic, that could be a problem. So continuing this, lab or PI is very important. Don't just go for the sake of papers or public. Obviously, you should look for publications and other things in the lab. But more important is how is the PI, how is the work environment. So if you talk to, please like reach out to the students, like, because no one will say they will not talk to you. And people are like pretty honest in giving opinions. If the PI is not good, they will say it may not be the right place for you. They will give honest opinion. So just email the lab members or like senior lab members. You have to do bit of research there and start early. Like make a list of all the professors you want to apply or like all the institutions you want to apply and what is the deadline, and like make checklist for all the emails you send and keep the track of that. And other thing is like another thing is many people see this is like last year was pandemic, like 2 years. Like many people did not apply for PhD. Now everybody is applying for PhD. There is like huge competition. So also consider in other countries like Australia or Canada or in UK, where I mean good research institutes are still there. So you should also consider those things. Don't stick on to like, oh, I want to go to Canada only, or I want to go to US only. So don't do that. You once you are like once you get into a good institute, you can always move. You can go there for postdoc or whatever. I think Datta mentioned like what helps in PhD applications is mostly your research experience, because there is no GRE now. Research experience is what is considered as key. So if you have a research experience or if you have a publication, that's great. If you have at least the research experience, that is very important. And outside research experience, like if you have a Corona program, like any abroad research experience, that is like you will get for sure shot, like PhD will be sure. So try to get into those like abroad visiting programs or keep track on them. And and also some people ask me like, okay, the university QS world ranking is this much, should I go or not? Times world ranking is this much. So for at least for biology PhD, I can say whatever biology or agriculture, this ranking does not matter. Like they matter to some extent. It does not matter. Like it only matters how your program is, because programs has different ranking, and also how your lab is. Because there could be a very good lab in a like normal university or like a state university, or there could be a very bad lab in a very prestigious university. So it really matters which lab you are going. You're spending your whole like 5 years in that lab. And also you should look into duration. In US it is like 5.5 to 6 years, depends on the program. Some programs may like you may graduate early. So if you're in like basic biology program, like plant biology program, then it will take like 5 years around. 5 is minimum. So in UK it is still less. In Australia it is like 3 years. UK 3 years. So that also you have to plan accordingly. And Germany is also a good country to go. Like you might have to learn the language. So keep all these things in mind and like don't stick on to single country. Like keep applying to all the places. And another thing is CV. I get a lot of CVs when I ask someone CV to forward to someone. So CVs formatting, I think maybe we should update a lot. Either it will be like too short. People send me just like LinkedIn CV, like just download from LinkedIn and send it. That is very short. And either they will keep everything. Like don't keep everything from like you played kabaddi in 10th standard or like Coco in 12th standard. It does not matter you play kabaddi or Coco. Like they don't want that, right? So they want what research you did. So just focus on what position you are applying to and what necessary skills they might look into. Add your skills related to that, or like add your research experience. Add references. References are really, really important. Ask your references to give a strong recommendation letter, because that is considered very serious in US. Like if you have a strong reference letter, it is you will have higher chances. That is there. And I think better than me talking. Like we can take questions later if you guys have any doubts. Yeah, I was thinking like when Datta told like we can share materials, we can create a new Google Drive and drop all our like model statement of purpose or like other things, so that anybody can refer and like a template CV or something. So that will be helpful. And also when someone sends you SOP, this happened to me many times. Like I sent to juniors, so they will just copy my SOP. That is a very bad practice first, basically. And many universities have this some kind of scanning like screening system where they can easily catch if you are copied from somewhere. So don't do that, because SOP is a place where you can tell about yourself, very personal experiences, and make a good story so that you convince the other person that you are a good candidate. So if you are copying from someone, that may not work for you. So the story may not fit. So don't do that at any time. Don't copy. Like read the SOP, read the format, how they wrote the story, and try to build your own story. I think that's it. We also have if you guys want more information, we also have I'm in an organization called Next Generation Scientist Foundation, ngsf.in. We have Indian Life Science Network channels where you can join and request for paper copies or like PhD positions and all. Okay, I forgot to tell you. So very important thing, whoever trying to apply abroad, be on Twitter. Be on Twitter. Twitter is the like very good platform to get like PhD position. Tuck tuck. Like you can just look into them and like apply or like directly email them, because most of the scientists, they are on Twitter, and it's very easy to reach out. And don't reply in Twitter. Like email them, because nobody will reply back to you in Twitter. I've seen that also. Like many people say, "Hi sir, I am from India. Please, can I join your lab?" Like that. Some people reply, but some people don't. So email them. That is the good way. Yes, be on Twitter, and then you can follow your like seniors who are around there. Then we usually like retweet whatever the PhD position comes. I think that helps. I will drop my email and these things. Thank you.
Thank you, Pratik, for your nice information. Now I request Simardeep to interact.
You are muted.
Okay, sorry. Thank you, Pradeep. Sorry. So thank you, Pratik, for the nice information. Now I request Miss Simardeep to interact. Simardeep.
Yes. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So, good morning to one and all, to all the young, active, and brilliant minds. So, I'm glad that I got this opportunity. So, I'm very thankful to PGSSU, ICR, New Delhi, and especially to Shoaib for choosing me for this session and providing me such a great opportunity.
Simardeep,
Myself,
sorry for disturbance. Please be
Yes.
concise because we have time limit.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, I'm already.
Thank you.
Thank you. So, myself, Simardeep Kaur, I'm a PhD student at the Division of Biochemistry, ICR, IIT New Delhi, and I've been selected as a Nehru Doctoral Fulbrighter for the year 2022. So, I'll be going to the Utah State University at the Department of Plants, Soils, and Climate, where I'll be like learning the next generation sequencing, omics data science, comparative genomics, big data mining, and the computational modeling. So, these things are entirely different from the career which I'm already pursuing, which is biochemistry. So just to analyze the big data or the molecular data, I wanted to learn those things, and I got a chance as a Nehru Doctoral Fulbright. So although most of the things already have been discussed, so I'll be explaining more about how to apply for the Fulbright Fellowship, at what stage we can apply, what are the different requirements, what are the different myths that people have in their mind before their application procedure. From Fulbright, Jamonvia, and then Mr. Pratik, Mr. Datta have already described about the other fellowships like Newton Baba, Shastri Fellowship, Quad from this year or next year, then Dad Fellowship, Prana Fellowship, Commonwealth. These you all can apply according to your eligibility criteria. So since I'm into Fulbright from last year, so I feel it would be very beneficial for you if I share my journey starting from my application till my final selection. So this Fulbright Nehru Doctoral Fellowship was actually initiated by J. William Fulbright in 1946. So it is designed for the Indian scholars who are registered for a PhD at an Indian institution, and duration is for 6 to 9 months. So not just PhD, even you can apply at master's level and then at postdoc level. So applications are invited in different fields, like more than 20 to 30 fields are there, and agriculture is the most important. I guess this time out of 35, 4 to 5 students are from plant sciences only. Out of 30, sorry, 4 to 5 students are from plant sciences only. So what exactly the benefits of this grant? So I've earlier told you this is for 6 to 9 months. You will be getting J1 visa for that, a monthly stipend which varies from city to city, medical insurance, round trip economy class A level, books allowance, professional development allowance, and you can even audit non-degree courses as well. So this grant is basically intended for the PhD students so that they can conduct their research essential to their thesis. That means your research proposal should be directly related with your thesis problem. And expected PhD thesis submission date should be at least 3 months after your Fulbright grant end date. For example, I will be ending my grant at 31st March 2023. So till like 30th June, I am not able to submit my PhD thesis. So these are for the pre-doctoral level research. So all the applicants who are at the final stage, maybe in the third year or maybe in the fourth year, they will not be considered. This is what their policy is. So what are the basic like requirements for this fellowship? So number first and the most important thing is research proposal. It should be directly related to your PhD title and it should be very clear. So because the whole panel which is going to analyze your research proposal would be a journalized panel. There will not be any subject expert or there will not be any expert person will be sitting over there to like assess your application. So your research proposal should be very clear, very practical. For example, I'm a biochemistry student. If a student from social sciences like economics or extension or the main like economy or soil sciences are studying my proposal, they should be get 90% of the exact thing what I'm exactly planning to do. Similarly, for me also, I should be able to understand the research proposal of soil science, economics, extension economics people. This way this works. It should be very, very important. This is the, I think, 60% weightage for Fulbright is totally depends upon your research proposal. Second thing is personal statement, or I think Jagmohan sir and Mr. Prateek have already discussed about it. One thing I want to add on it is Fulbright is having strong plagiarism policy. So even if you are copying one line from any like SOP, your application will be rejected, and they will not even tell you on what basis your applications have been rejected. Third thing is CV. So the people who are applying this year, the deadline is I guess 15 July. But for the people who are going to apply the next year, the PhD second year students, I recommend you to participate in almost extracurricular activities, various trainings, conferences, workshops, because this program is not just entitled to the academics only. This program is also dedicated for the cultural exchange between the two countries, because this program is operated over 160 countries. So you will be getting like a cultural exchange between like many people from the world. So your CV should be like very attractive. You can go for like social services. You can go for various workshops, conferences, trainings, or seminars, or even like debate, poetry competitions, or even sports as well. So apart from just writing your publications and your proposals, these things are also mandatory. Fourth thing is you need to mention about the future plans. I think nearly 300 to 500 words. So these future plans, like whatever you are planning to do in the US, what exactly you will do when you will come back to the India. Like how exactly your country is benefiting from your this 6 to 9 months grant, and how exactly USA will be getting benefit from this grant. So I can, if someone wants to apply, I can like give you some ideas what to write in the future plan sections. Fifth thing is letter of recommendations. 3 to 4 letter of recommendations are necessary, out of which for your guide is compulsory, and 2 you can take from anywhere from the world. So sixth thing is consent letter from the host university. So before you apply, you just take one consent letter or 2 consent letter you can take, and you can fill your preference accordingly. Then TOEFL. So TOEFL is like 90 to 100, or depending upon university like preference, your score can be okay, and it is completely needed. If you don't have TOEFL, if you have IELTS, that will also work. So any English proficiency proof is required, or any one writing sample. For example, if you don't have any, since like MSc students or PhD just first year students don't have enough publications or research publications, so you can concise your master's thesis in 20 pages and you can upload that. It will I think work. and then passport and the no objection certificate from your like university. Like I got from IRL. All degree and transcript certificates. These are the 10 to 11 major requirements. I'll share it with you guys. And other thing is, like I just want to share 2 to 3 myths that people have when they like before they apply for the Fulbright. This is what I have experienced from most of the people who actually ask me, or even I have also faced these kind of things. So strong CV. People say I don't have a strong CV, so I'm not going to apply for the Fulbright. This is not the case. CV is just like a document that you need to upload over there. But it is, I think, I won't say it doesn't matter at all, but it is the least that matters. So your CV, even if you don't have any publication, even if you have a zero publication, still also you are completely eligible for the same and you can completely apply. So people say I don't have a passport, so I'm not able to apply. Don't worry about that. Fulbright is having a full flexibility. You can, like even after a selection, you can apply for the passport and you can give your passport details to them. And no TOEFL. People say I don't have time to prepare for the TOEFL and I don't have any TOEFL IELTS exam with me, so I can't apply. This is also not the case. Me, like myself, only after my selection, after 1 week, I actually appeared for the TOEFL examination. So for Indian students, there are a lot of liberties from the Fulbright. Other thing is practical utility of the work. People feel that this work is not sufficient enough, or there is no such ground level practical utility of this work. So these are certain things you should not like cooked in your mind. You should just apply and just forget about it and just wait for the interview process. So other thing is after your selection, like even like if there are 2,000 to 3,000 applications, there will be screening. I think out of them 100 to 150 applications for the interview purpose. So you have to appear for the interview, which is of the 7 to 8 members. Again, I will be saying same thing. Don't be so technical, because the whole interview panel will be completely a generalized panel. There will be 8 members, 4 from India and 4 from USA. So you have to like face certain questions like why you want to go to US, what if we don't select you, what how it impacts your PhD problem, why only you have chosen this university only. So there are a lot of questions. If anyone is applying and gets selected for the interview, they can ask from me. I have written few of the things from my like previous alumni. So these are the things which are actually needed for the Fulbright. So I hope I made myself clear regarding the Nehru Doctoral Fulbright Fellowships. I'll be starting my journey as a Fulbright from this July 26th till March 31st, 2023. So all the best to all the applicants whosoever are applying this year. I guess deadline is July 15th. It is quite near. And if you have any doubts, any queries in your mind, feel free to ask. At the end, we are having question answer session. And you can also mail me at simar2809@gmail.com. So we'll be having a discussion session and I'll be happy to help you. Good luck, be prepared, be confident, and all the best. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Simardeep, for such a nice information. And now we had our last speaker, Mr. Ayush Sharma. I request Ayush, please guide our students. And after that, we'll have a question answer session for 10 to 15 minutes. Ayush.
Yeah, am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Yeah, so, okay, so I'm Ayush Sharma and I'm here pursuing my PhD and second year in my PhD. I'm currently working with Soil and Water Sciences Department. As of the older member from the panel already covered most part of it, from starting from the like finding professors to the visa part. But I will just want to emphasize on some of the particular points which I encountered when I was trying to get PhD. Eventually, I got it, and then what I'm experiencing over here. So first part comes with my own experiences, like being towards more exposures with the streams. Don't hesitate to apply on positions which are not even from your department. Okay, so if you are interested particularly, that's a quote unquote part. So really, what I'm trying to say here is like my master's is in fruit science. I was a citrus guy. I want to work with the citrus, going towards the more biotechnology and virology stuff. But I got a good opportunity working with the nutrient management in potatoes. Then I got the project. I'm currently, I already finished 2 years of my nutrient management study. But I'm not, but still, once you got here in US towards any universities, you get opportunities to collaborate with the labs. So currently, in that the whole project towards my PhD, I built it in such a way that I'm working on the machine learning, I'm working on the computer vision, I'm working towards the AI, I'm working towards the hyperspectral imaging, multispectral imaging, and all sort of different things. So when we are kind of in a culture where, particularly back in India, where you don't get exposure to the different departments, particularly when I'm saying this kind of departments, I'm emphasizing towards more of the like basic departments, like getting towards computer engineering, getting towards particularly electronical engineering, because we most of the students are here from the SAUs, state agriculture universities, and we don't have those kind of departments. So we are very limited towards getting collaborations or making collaborations with other departments. So that's the one part I want to emphasize. Like whenever you are trying to find some positions in US for your PhD or even masters, there are quite a few good masters opportunities comes up in terms of the agronomy, because here extension job considers to be the very prestigious job, very good job, because people are really involved with the community, because farmers, number of farmers are not very huge population. So extension agent get chance to interact with each and every farmer. So I'm trying to get in the core of the agriculture back in US, right? So there are pretty good opportunity even after you finish graduation over here. You get the job in industrial companies. You can further pursue your education, get your PhD, postdoc, and if besides that, you can also be an extension agent in a different counties, which is like kind of like a district administration over here. So that's the one part. Okay, so when I said the collaboration, I guess Dattatray mentioned one of their position vacancy flare from the Dr. Sharma, like Dr. Vivek Sharma, and actually I'm working with that guy. That guy is from precision management. I'm completely working with the nutrient management, but still there are kind of interesting incidents or the events in towards my PhD. I'm getting involved or getting connected with those kind of people. They are like bright-minded. They are bright-minded. They knows what they actually doing in their career paths. They mentor you very well. So that's my still emphasize a little more on the don't be confined towards your own strong point. Everyone wants to be in their comfort level, but I would say like a different way. And maybe if I got something on a citrus side, I might be not saying the same thing, but I got something different, and eventually I'm trying to navigate my own way. And I guess everyone here can do that thing. So besides that, towards my PhD admission, as some of the panelists mentioned that the TOEFL and IELTS, not more of the universities nowadays giving waiver on that side. When I got admitted here, it was COVID time, so I got the COVID waiver. But still, I'm seeing in this spring and the coming fall, there are some few students who didn't appear for the this sorts of like a language proficiency test, but they are getting admission. So I guess some of the projects or the professors are not very constrained to that part. As also like we know that the GRE is not compulsory or anymore for the biology students. That's the other part. I just want to share one more experience over here, particularly with students got the admission. There was some contact on my LinkedIn post who shared that, okay, so they got admissions in my university in departments, and the department gave them admission, but eventually they could not figure it out funding source, because eventually you need the funding, you need your tuition funding, you need your stipend funding and everything, but they couldn't make it. So best approach to get any sort of admissions here for the master's or for the PhD, first reach out to the professor, see if and try to make your CV interesting, be very precise and good with writing on your SOP, what you're writing. That really matters. That's your first impression to be on your professor or the people, the guy who will gonna hire you for his lab or his job. That's the one part. So try to be very particular about what you are writing to the people. So and also when I was starting it like so try to first reach out to the professor, get the feedback, get interview from him. Eventually after interview you will gonna know the response from him that okay, so he is willing to take you or not. If he is willing to take you, he will gonna told you to go and apply to the admission procedure or the department. So and once you apply in a committee, he will gonna hire you. So that's some sort of procedures also works in that way too. Besides, when you already are reaching out to the professors, don't try to reach out many professors from the same department, because at some level they are working with each other. They knows what's going on in the department. That's the one point. Then when you want to see any sort of vacancies, particularly in my department or University of Florida sites, you can go on the vacancies position or the career opportunities, and you will find the all masters and the PhD positions over there. That's the one point. And also you can reach out to the graduate student coordinator. Yeah, he's a sort of like a administrative professor position, but that guy is in a department to help students. Even you're not admitted still, but still he is there. So he knows what's going in the department, which professor is working on the which project. So if you're interesting or your CV is of interesting to the some sort of professor, he will gonna direct your CV to that professor. So that can also be the one point to connect it with the professor if you are not getting sort of like getting chance to connect directly from any kind of platforms, but sometimes that's also not the case. Also, when you are writing a mail, there are some events where you write, you are completely dedicated to getting your admissions. You write 50, 60 mails to the professor throughout the US, to the different universities, and not getting reply back. That's a very, very common thing here in US. Like professor really takes a while to reply or to respond to your mail. Sometimes they sort of like a busy in some work. Like if that professor is towards teaching, he will gonna super busy in spring and fall. So if you want to give a shot, give in a summer, that's a good part to give to reach out to the people who are completely involved in teaching. On a research side, try to be very particular about what you are writing, what you are mentioning in your mails, because each and every professor will gonna look in a way that okay, so what this student will gonna add into my lab, because they are also need some potential students in a lab which can grow the lab. You should be active in sort of they don't want to the people who can just come work and as directed. They want some sort of like a thinker, critical thinker. That can be the one point. uh, Besides that, you also get a good chance to write your own projects on your own proposals towards in particularly in PhD. In third and the fourth year, you can also write a small financial grants to the different water management districts in Florida, or if I'm talking about the Florida itself, or any other states or extension counties. They also or the state agriculture departments, because those departments are really, really interested into the universities. They are directly linked up with each other, and they know what will gonna beneficial for the farmers and what farmers need. So they really spend money on those sort of things. So yeah, that's the most of the part I want to cover. And you can ask the question if there are any, or I will share my email address in the chat, so you can contact me anytime.
Thank you, Ayush, for the nice content that you shared. Now, the house is open for the queries,
Sir,
question
you
and
are
answer
muted.
session.
Sir, you are muted.
Okay. Thank you, Ayush, for such a nice information. Now, the house is open for question, answer, and queries session. I request students to ask your queries, and I request speakers to uh, address it based on your comfort. Students, please.
Hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Hello, good morning to all. Thank you so much for such an interactive session by all of you. Sir, most of us, or most of you have talked about the PhD positions. So actually, I'm very curious about to know the postdoc positions, and is there any difference in the procedures or criteria for applying in PhD or postdoc positions in various universities?
Can I answer? Or Jamu?
Yes, Pratik. Yeah, Pratik, you can.
Okay, you can add up like if you think. Yeah. Um, for PhD position, it's more general because they don't expect you to make specific research or something. For postdoc position, it is more like you will contact specific professor. It's never be like one department will hire a postdoc or something. It's mostly the professor which makes the decision, and there are some postdoc scholarships also through which you can apply. For that also you need to talk to professor before, because each lab will think like what the postdoc already did PhD. They expect you to have some kind of skills that they need. That's why they hire postdocs, and they expect you to be independent. Like there will be guidance, but they expect you to be independent. And they always look for if you are applying for postdoc, they look for publications. Of course, you should have publications. Then you will have a good postdoc chance. Um, and also, as I said, like Twitter is a good place to postdoc positions. Just go on Twitter and search for postdoc positions of like in plant biology or something. You might find those. And if you have anything in specific like regarding postdoc positions, you can ask.
Yeah, I would like to add
Add
it.
more into this.
Yeah, so like yeah, for top positions, there is little bit difference compared to PhD admission process. As per my best knowledge, you don't need to have any proficiency test to get into postdoc positions, and you'll get around double the amount of funding or fellowship, like around for postdoc in Washington State, you can get around $4,000 per month. Yeah, and it is not considered as any degree in US. It's considered as like temporary job kind of thing, right? So that's it.
Yeah. Like same as Pratik has mentioned, like earlier I mentioned for different PhD scholarship, like there are also some funding scholarships available by Indian government. Similarly for the postdoc also some fellowships are available by Indian government, like there is CV Raman fellowship by Science DST, and then there is a Fulbright postdoctoral fellowship, and those are the fellowship you can look for different websites like DBT, DST, or so you can go to those websites, you will get the postdoctoral fellowship specifically. And then later is for the, if you want to apply directly, like in India, we are recruiting for any project, we recruit the research assistantship, means RA or SRF. Same is the procedure for the particular project, they recruit postdoc. Like here we have RA. And you can apply directly to the professors. And like Pratik mentioned, go to LinkedIn and Twitter. You will come to know about the different positions of the PhD or postdocs and with the different professors for different projects. Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Chandan, okay, Shoham. Yes.
Sir, can I ask questions, sir?
Yes.
Sir, presently, sir, I am at IRA, sir, MSc first year, sir. Sir, our actually research is not started and we are studying online, sir. So, is it possible to apply at present for PhD this year?
Yes, like for your, okay, you have done your undergrad right now.
No, sir, at present, sir, MSc first year, sir.
You can start searching the positions. Pratik, yeah, you can answer this.
Yeah, you can start searching the positions. See, the eligibility is the year you enter for PhD, in that year you should graduate in June or somewhere, like before that. You should graduate before June of that year. Like if you are entering next year, 2023 August, you should have your degree in June, August. If that is the case, you can apply. So that is the criteria they ask for. In the applications they clearly mention. But you can start like making list of things and like writing emails to professor that I'm interested in your lab. You can start like that. Yeah, and also you can start doing like see, once you start you doing your research, then you can write in the email that okay, I'm working on these things, so I'm interested in this. So try to start working on something. So that might help.
Yeah, and
Hello.
addition to that, you don't have to complete your master's degree. Like sometimes professor allows you from direct undergrad to PhD. So yeah, you can try that, but it's conditional to the professor, right?
Yeah, for this year, for first year, you can prepare yourself, build up your CV. For that, like if you get a summer break in between, you can go for an internship, go to some other institute. There are different institutes available only in Delhi. You can go to DU or go to an NIPG or DBT institute and work there for a short time. That will add on to your CV. Like you work there as short-term scholar and you're collaborating with others and you are doing something better apart from the regular coursework or regular research and means try to utilize that time during vacations or those things. And then next year you can go for and find the different position, apply for that.
Yes.
Hello, sir. So, my name is Arun Zakaria, and I have a doubt regarding masters regarding plant breeding, sir. So, during my UG, I have done research work and internships at like various different fields, sir. Like regarding agribusiness management, I've done it. I've acted as an intern in a research institute on entomology and pathology, but I haven't done any research work based on plant breeding and genetics. So, is it advisable to do any internship based on plant breeding and genetics, or could I apply right away as I have research work in other fields?
Okay, currently you are in master student, first year student at IRI.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir. I just completed my bachelor's, sir. Bachelor's in agriculture.
Okay. Yes, it's not only restricted that you should be having experience like internship in that background, but if you have it is add on to your application form or your CV. And if you get chance, you can work on plant breeding. If you get chance, you can work with a professor in your university. And otherwise, you can directly go and apply for the different like you have worked already in plant pathology, and you can apply if you have interest in plant breeding, like breeding for the resistance, like for biotic resistance breeding. Those positions would be available in which you have experience of as a pathologist. You already work, and you can look for the positions.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, yeah. I think you can give a try. But so the thing is, if you are contacting professors, they will hire you for a project. Then they expect you to know some background about the thing, right? So you should have some background if you're directly contacting the professor. If you apply for the program, if they think you are good enough, you are bright enough, like I mean, uh, they will not expect you from what they expect from a master student. For bachelor's level, did you do well? If you did well, then they will take you. So that's how it works.
Okay, Shubhangi, I think.
Hi, sir.
Yes,
Hi,
yes.
everyone. So, I'm planning for the spring 2023. So, my query is like, is there any a difference between fall admissions and spring, especially regarding that funding? Like, most of the universities are specifically mentioned that funding is mostly available for fall, not spring. So, is it so?
Actually, it's not the case, but it still depends on the professor. He's starting his project and he's getting funding in particular duration or maybe in fall or spring. So it's not really the case. It's conditional to the professor, right? But yeah, if there is a funding available in fall and you have some time, then try to improve, work upon your CVs and assure your admission in next semester.
And one more thing, I'm like about of completing my master's, so I don't have publications right now. So what should I do? Like,
you can work on writing review papers, right? Publishing some articles in newspapers, right? And you can start writing your manuscript. You can submit it to particular journals, and you can mention it that in your CV that a particular paper is submitted to this journal. So that works sometimes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I can add on to that
Hello, sir.
little bit. If
Hello,
you
sir.
hello,
Yes,
Shubham,
Yes,
for your
sir.
question.
Pratik,
If
Yes,
you
sir.
don't have any
Pratik, you can talk.
yeah, if you don't have any experience like research, okay, some people do research, but like they haven't written the manuscript. That's another scenario. Like if you are doing that, like try to publish your paper as soon as possible. Give it the first like first preference. The second thing is, some people, research, we can't expect every time to go well or to get published. You cannot expect research to go well all the time. So if it does not work, so the good idea is to, as Datta said, like write a review or like write an opinion. Like in journals, they publish opinion papers based on the like published research article. You can write your own opinion. You can add new thoughts. You can try those kind of things. And also regarding your question for fall and spring, if you are applying for the program, then I think it's mostly only the fall intake is there. Like there is, I don't know any program that intakes in spring. Rarely they take in spring. If someone joins in fall and drops off or something like that. But if you are approaching professors, like it's more flexible.
Yeah, I have like reached some of professor. They advised me to apply for like upcoming spring semester.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
So means most probably they are getting funding by the springs. So that can be the case because earlier that's what I thought. Like when she mentioned that university suggested to apply in spring. So I guess that's a professor who can suggest to apply in spring because that's the time when their project is going to start. And also in terms of the publications, you can also generate the extension articles, which are considered to be the very good articles when it comes to the professors in a series. When I'm saying extension articles can become any sort of agricultural magazines, e-newsletters or something. And that's what I did for my CV in my master's.
Okay. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Yes, Abhishek, Bharat, you can talk.
Yes, sir. Good morning, sir. Sir, I am now in first year PhD, going to complete it. So, for I was thinking to apply for Fulbright fellowship, but for that the PhD admission should be before 1st November 2021. But when we joined through ICR, it was means in December. So, will that affect our fellowship if we apply this year or we apply next year?
Abhishek, you can apply this year. There won't be any impact of this. Even if they ask you for the no objection certificate, so I can write over there that because of the COVID that semester got delayed. So they can most probably, I think 99% they will consider you this time. So you can apply. But however, if they rejects your application based on that, so you can completely entirely eligible for the next year. And if you are applying for the Nehru Doctoral Fulbright, if this is the case, you can also explore the option of the Fulbright Kalam Doctoral Fellowship. So that is also same. You can't apply for both this year. One at a time, you can just apply for one. For that, you can see the eligibility or specifications. I don't know about that, but you can check on the website. Most probably they'll get you. Don't worry.
Ma'am, because as you said, it means if it is third year, just before that we can't apply because it should be before that. In Kalam it is mentioned. So if we are going to be second year in this August, after that also towards third or fourth sem, can we apply?
I have done the same. I have applied in my second year. I have applied in the last year, July 2021. At that time, I was in my second year. So now presently, I will be finishing my third year in this July, and I am going in this month only. So there won't be any impact. But the students of the fourth year or fifth year, they are not eligible for the same. It's just that when you come back to India, you can't submit your thesis after 3 months, before 3 months of your grant end date. Okay, this is only the consent.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Hello. Good morning, sir.
Hello.
Yes.
Good morning, sir. Thank you for all your inputs. Sir, I'd like to know about Erasmus Scholarship and as well as can you brief us about joining abroad in masters?
Chanda, in the WhatsApp group, I sent you. We have one or two Erasmus funded scholars. I can get their contacts to you if you want. You can talk to them directly because that system might be different. And for masters, many people like go to like Germany or like other countries. It depends on which subject you want to do masters. In US, it's hard to get funding for masters. Like you may need to work like part time or something like that. So people prefer PhD. You can talk to them like about masters.
Sir, if it is US, can I get scholarships for plan science?
Uh, yeah, when it
Masters,
comes to,
yeah, you can. But the thing is like, see, when you get the visa, like you need to show that you can support yourself, right? For PhD, they will give you a funding letter that okay, we are going to fund you for 5 years or 6 years with this much amount of money that you can show for the visa. For masters, what happens is they don't give you that funding offer letter because masters positions are not funded. So then you have to show your bank balance or whatever that you have some amount of money to stay for 1 year or go. So, but once you get into like here, then you can join a lab as a RA or whatever. Then you will get the stipend. It's a bit tricky, so it depends. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes, Ashwini.
Uh, I'm basically a statistics student working in a seed company. So I don't have any agriculture or a biological background. So how to pitch professors that my skills are applicable or I'm eligible or what courses should I do to make my things strong?
Hello.
Uh, yeah. It's, so yeah, you're from statistics background. You'll have scope to either join in data science or computer science, but you still have scope to join in the field of biological systems engineering without having any courses. But you should have enough skills like Python and MATLABs and all those programming knowledges. So you can apply in agriculture engineering basically, which is known as biosystems engineering in the United States. So yeah, that way it can help you.
Thank you.
Ashwini, actually they need like in biologists they need statisticians. So the statisticians are always in demand wherever you go.
Yeah.
So and in US like they don't require you to be expert in any field because once you join PhD, there will be enough of number of like coursework to give you all the background about research and whatever. Then you can do research like rotations and join the lab. So you can also apply for like plant breeding positions if you are a statistician or like plant physiology positions, and you can say that this is my unique skill, I want to improve upon plant physiology or like breeding skills. So that time you will have some unique background compared to others, so that is helpful. So they don't expect you to be expert in any field before taking you to PhD. They only expect you to be like they see your motivation, how you are motivated, that shows through your work, like previously what work you have done. So just focus on that.
Okay, so I'm now working on genomic selections and Jivas, so it may be helpful, I think.
Yeah, I think definitely it will be helpful if you are applying for a breeding program.
So I can apply in a PhD plant breeding and genetics program also, na?
Yes.
As being from a statistics background.
You can definitely, because in US it is very flexible because people who do physics BSc like they take major physics and come for biology for PhD or like do biology PhD and go to usually like do physics PhD and come to biology for postdoc. So it's very flexible. So they will not like that won't hinder your application in any way.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. As
thank you.
Pratik mentioned, it's very flexible. Even I have seen the people. I met someone from Punjab. He was there working in Wisconsin medicine. He did his graduation in agriculture, then masters in entomology. Then after entomology, he did his PhD in UK University of Edinburgh in animal science. And later, he is a professor as a human neurologist in Wisconsin University. You can see the evolution of agriculture to insect, insect to animal, and working as a human scientist there. So in US, there's no specific partition that you have to go in the same line. You can move here and there where you want. already have interest.
Any other queries?
Hello all. This is Yashashwini. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Environment sciences.
Okay, Yashaswini or Devendra, anyone can speak.
Yeah, you can proceed,
Yes,
Devendra.
Devendra.
Are there any job opportunities in Australia after PhD in plant and environment sciences?
Yes.
Can you please repeat? You are not audible.
Can you repeat the question?
Are there any job opportunities in Australia after PhD in plant and environment sciences?
Yeah, if I heard it right, you're asking, like, question was, is there job opportunities after completing plant science and environmental science? So environmental science considered to be the very good section over here, in particularly in US. It's a really like a job seeking department. Also, it's considered to be the very broad, because environmental can be further divided into the different groups and subgroups. So I guess, yeah, that's a pretty good department to get the job on. That's what I think.
Yes.
Yeah, can I proceed now?
Yes. Yes, Yashaswini.
Yeah. So my question is, what are the possibilities of getting internship at abroad, and is it recommendable? Because I saw some posts on LinkedIn regarding internship at abroad. So what do you say regarding this?
Can you pardon? You want to do an internship abroad, right?
Means, is it recommendable to go for an internship for abroad?
Definitely it is recommended that you go for internship during your UG or your masters. That will add to get your PhD program there. Like Pratik mentioned, if you're selected as a Khurana scholar or as SN scholar, 100% you will be getting a position in US for your PhD. And 99% people who want to go for PhD, they will go. And because this add on to your CV, and main thing that matters that you have interest, you already work in that university, or if a professor, you work with some professor in US for a short term, he likes the way you work, and while interacting with you, interest you have, then definitely he get a project, he will fund you the position. So it's very important. So it's very important that you go for internship or that.
So how to find an internship? Like how we are finding masters and PhD. So what is the way to find these internships?
Just like like I mentioned during my presentation, there are some short-term scholarships by Indian government, like SN Boss, Khurana Scholar, Viverti Scholar, then Dart Scholar, and these programs you can apply. Apart from this, you go on a Twitter or a LinkedIn. Different professors, different labs, and universities also call for the short-term internships. Few months back, University of British Columbia, and there was a Rust bidding program. They called for internship. And like this, you follow on the Twitter to different accounts and different programs. You will come to know about the internship being held there. Like in most of the international institutes, like ICRISAT, or if you go for CIMMET, they also call for the internship program. Regularly visit their websites or be active on the social media accounts.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, any other query?
Hello, sir.
Yes, Tarun.
Yes, good morning from my side. Sir, I have a query that which approach is more good, joining a professor with a good experience and supervision schedule, or a newly recruited assistant professor?
So this is little bit tricky, right? So the thing is, you should get into any program. It doesn't matter, how professor is and all. Because in PhD, it's considered that you will work on your own skills and your research. You will do your own research. So in PhD, it is considered as you will learn all the necessary skills. So if professor is uh, if he is having high research skills or research profile and he is busy, still you can join him. That there are another pros and cons related to that. And yeah, you can join the professor who are in the early career of their profession.
Did he ask
So
how is it joining for like first as a first student?
no.
What is
Yeah,
his question?
Tarun, you are not audible.
Yes, Tarun.
yes, as a first student.
Okay, I was in the same situation as you, like few months ago. So I talked to many people regarding this. There is a lot of confusion because young faculty. One thing is they will be on your shoulder. Like they will expect you to work more because they want to get tenure, right? So they want to work hard and produce papers. So that is good for you, and sometimes you may feel overwhelming. So and also they don't know how to mentor students. They'll be learning from the beginning. Everybody is not like mentoring comes through experience. So that time you might feel some things, but like you will be so close to them like friends. Like that is also there, and part of your success is their success. So they really want to invest in you, and your success is their success because as a first student, they really want to invest in you. So this is both pros and cons are there. So then you should like do a bit of background research. If he is the first professor, you can talk to his old colleagues or something like that. So how he is, if they are good, he or she, like if they are good, then you can go ahead. It depends on your preference.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Now we'll take last two queries. After that, we'll end this session, and we don't worry, we'll share the contact numbers of all our speakers. So please go ahead. Last two queries.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Hello.
Yes,
Sir, I
Shraddha.
want to know about the procedure to apply for MSc in abroad. Like, what are the scholarships and what's the procedure? Is it the same like PhD, or is there any difference? Because we don't have any research paper and all.
I think it's already addressed.
Hello,
Yeah,
Shraddha.
yeah.
You
If
can,
it's
Yes, yes.
yeah, if you want to go for like GRA, like or GTA, then procedure is the same. You have to find the professor, send the email to him, your CV, your SOP, those things. It is the same procedure for that. And the like for the selection procedure, it depends. Like if you are a PhD student applying for a PhD after masters, then they will expect you have some publication or some research experience. If you are applying for the masters, you can apply directly with the CV you have. They won't expect you to have a good research or good publication. Definitely, they will look into your research interest, how much interested and motivated you are to go into a research field, to go for a master's in the field specifically you're applying for. Then all depends on your motivation mainly. And if you have some UG experience like internships and those things, and you can mention those into that in your CV. And apart from this GRA and GTA, and if you're applying for some fellowship programs, then they have specific guidelines. Like I mentioned, the Fulbright Master's Fellowship is there, and the Commonwealth Master's Fellowship is there, and you can apply according to their guidelines.
Yes, the last one.
Okay, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Vasudev.
Good morning, sir. Presently, I am purchasing in MS in genetics and plant breeding, sir. There is a chance to got PhD position in human genetics and molecular biology, sir. I
Yes,
am interested
I
to.
already, yeah, yeah. Yes, I already mentioned that you can change your field. You can go to any field. Like you work in plant breeding, want to go to human genetics or human science. Definitely, you have to just show your motivation in your application form or your interview being held with your professor. and you can there's no restriction. You can move to the human science even as well.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Now, I think it's time is over,
Hello.
and okay, I think.
Sir, one last question, sir.
Okay, go ahead. So,
Sir, what are the opportunities, sir, after pursuing PhD in India, sir? After pursuing PhD in foreign, what are the opportunities in India, sir?
Yeah. After pursuing your PhD from any foreign university, yeah, if you want to stay there, you can go for a postdoc or you can go to industry, and that is the thing. And if you come back in India, there's the same procedure. If you want to enter into ARS, ICR system, you have to go through the ARS exam. And if you want to enter the university, SAU university system, then you have to apply for the positions. You have to give an interview based on your CV. Like for you coming to the Indian any SAU, then it is all based on your CV and your interview procedure. So if you have a good, you're doing PhD from good university abroad, you will have good publication and good CV that will definitely easily seek your position in Indian universities. And
Thank you,
even
sir.
upcoming years, ICR is also going to organize some programs in which there would be direct recruitment into ICR system. That is not currently now. In coming 2 or 3 years, it would be there. Like policies are being made for that. In that, directly a postdoc who is pursuing their postdoc or doing a PhD in foreign university can get a lateral entry directly into the ICR system like ARS without exemption from the ARS exam in that system. It will be there in coming 1 or 2 years maybe.
Sir, one senior told me that ICR does not valid the degree of foreign for PhD in NEET examinations.
No, it's not the case. Even ICR sent the students to the foreign universities on the basis of ICR International Nhtc Fellowship. And if some university is not recognized, means that could be the other case. And most of the state universities in the US are recognized well in ICR system. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
okay, thank you, Son. I think we'll end here. And finally, I want to, I will thank all our respected speakers. I thank Jagmohan sir, Dattatreya Bhalekar, Mr. Pratik, Ms. Simardeep, Mr. Ayush for giving your valuable time. And I thank all the participants for being here. And we'll end this program here. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Yeah, we want to thank Shoaib first of all, and you have made this platform for all the students, and we are very thankful to PGSSU, the Shoaib, Mr. Shoaib, who have organized this, and we hope and such programs will be organized, and really appreciate the effort by the Shoaib. He's doing very well, being at in his tenure at IRI, and in not only this program, he's doing different works, and very good. We appreciate that, and continue. We always support you. We are with you if you need any assistance. And even the participants, if you need to follow, anything, and you can email us and know our email from Shoaib, or we have sent our emails in chat box. Speakers who have not posted, you can post your emails or Twitter account or LinkedIn. You can follow and ask the question you have any query. Yeah, thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. We'll end here. Have a nice day.